Hi everyone, today we can discuss about the next email security protocol or security standard, that is MIME, Secure Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension. It is an extension of MIME. MIME is Multipurpose Internet Mail Extension. The original internet security or email security standard was RFC 822. But it provides only text messages, or here it defines a format for text messages only. So we had extended this standard to MIME. It provides varying content types and multi-part messages. Also, there is an encoding of binary data to textual form in MIME. Then later this MIME is extended to SMIME, that is secure one. Here the security is enhanced. So RFC 822, MIME, SMIME, all are related with the standards of email security. So comparing all these three, SMIME has higher security enhancement. Clear? So here it defines a format of text messages with two parts, envelope and contents. Then what is this envelope for a message? Actually, envelope contains whatever information is needed to accomplish the transmission and delivery. For transmission and delivery, what are the needed information is that is actually envelope. So envelope contains whatever needed information for transmission and delivery. And what is content? Content means it is the actual object or actual data that is to be delivered to the recipient. Original standard RFC 822, actually it applies only to the contents, not for the envelope. And this content consists of three parts. Some header field is there and some body part is there. In between this header field and body part, there is a blank line. So there are three main parts for a content. Header field followed by a blank line and a body. So RFC 8, MIME has two parts in the messages, that is an envelope and content. Envelope is the whatever information that is needed for transmission and delivery, and the content is the actual object that is to be delivered to the recipient. This content has three parts, that is a header, then blank line, then a body. And what is actually present in the header line? It actually contains some keywords. Some default word is there, like from, to, subject, date, etc. Okay, so this is an example of my RFC 822 MIME example is there. So from this you can understand what is actually MIME. MIME is actually a standard, or RFC 822 is actually a standard for transmitting emails. Okay, in email you can see all these properties. Date is there, from, subject, to, CZ, etc. And also the message content is there. Okay, actually what are the parts of content? Content has header line. Header line contains some keywords and followed by its arguments, right? Then body part is there. In between there is a blank line. You can see this. Date, from, subject, to, CC, etc. are the keywords. After that there will be a colon, and after the colon there is some arguments or the values of these keywords, right? And hello, this section begins. That is actually the body of the content. That is actually the object part or data part. Clear? So RFC 822, then extended version is MIME, then SMIME. All these are the standards for transmitting emails. Clear? And what are the limitations of this RFC 822 or SMTP, or why we are extended this RFC 822 MIME. That is, this RFC 822 can't transmit execute files or binary objects. Here there is no national language characters are supported, and there will be a limited size for mail messages, and it does not support any text, non-textual data, only it supports text messages. So these are actually the limitations of the original standard RFC 822/SMTP. So by these limitations, we extended the standard to MIME. Okay, MIME support all this one. And why we are extended this MIME to SMIME? For securing the emails. That means in MIME we are enhanced the security property. Okay, so the limitations of RFC 822/SMTP is they can't transmit executable files or binary object, and they didn't support any national language characters, and the mail messages has a certain limited size is there, and it does not support any non-textual data. Already we had said that this RFC 822 defines a format of the text messages only. It does not apply for varying content types, right? So we extended this version to MIME. So the MIME includes 3 parts. 5 new header files are added for MIME. A number of content formats are supported, and transfer encoding for protection against alteration. So these are the main 3 properties of this MIME. They have 5 new header files are added, and number of content formats are supported by this MIME, and there is a transfer encoding mechanism is used in MIME for protection against some alteration. Okay, and what are the MIME header files? MIME header files contains a MIME version, content type, content transfer encoding, content ID, and content description. Okay, so these are the 5 MIME header fields. In introduction part, we had discussed about RFC 822 SMTP structure, or what it is. After that, we said that it is extended to MIME. So in MIME, we added 5 new header files. And what are these header files, or list out these header files? MIME version, content type, content transfer encoding, content ID, and content description. So what is MIME version? MIME version has a value of 1.0. That is, version is 1.0. Okay. Next is content type. It describes the data contained in the body. So what is the actual data, or the type of the content is mentioned by this content type. Next is the content transfer encoding. It indicates the type of transformation. It's a transfer encoding types. What are the transfer encoding types, or what are the type of transformation that has been used to represent the body of the message. Next is the content ID. It is used to identify the MIME entities uniquely in multiple contexts. And the content description, last field is the content description. It is actually a text description of the object with the body. So these are the 5 new header files. Version, it must have a value of 1.0. That is, MIME version is 1.0. And the content type, it describes actually what are the type of data that is to be sent through this email. And next is the content transfer encoding. What are the types of transformation that are applied on the content? And the content ID, it is actually a unique identifier to identify the MIME entities within a multiple context. And the content description, it's actually a description that is given to the content or the text or the object. Okay, it's a text description that is for the object. Clear? So these are the 5 header files for MIME. Next, we had already said that the MIME version is the MIME content types is there. And what are the MIME content types used in this? We have a text content, we have a multi-part content, we have message, we have image, we have video, we have audio, and we have application. So these are the content types that are supported by the MIME. Okay, text is the, multi-part is the, message is the, image, video, audio, and application. You can see image is a JPEG or GIF. That is, JPEG format is allowed and GIF format is allowed in MIME. And video, it is MPG format is allowed. Audio, it's basic is the format for audio. And in application, it allows PostScript and octet screen. That is Adobe PostScript format, and general binary data consisting of 8-bit bytes are allowed in the MIME content. And in the case of text, it allows plain and enriched format. Plain is an unformatted text. And enriched form, it provides greater flexibility. Format flexibility is there. And in multi-part, it contains 3 subtypes. Mixed one is there, parallel one is there, 4 types, alternative and digest one is there. Clear? So these are the in message, RFC 822, partial, external body. These are the subtypes that are supported by the MIME. And the description is also given in the table. Clear? So we have 5 new header files for MIME. MIME version, content type, content transfer encoding, content ID, and content description. Next, you can see what are the MIME content types. That is, text is the, multi-part, message, image, video, audio, and application. In multi-part, we said that there are 4 subtypes, that is mixed, parallel, alternative, and digest. And mixed subtype, there are the message contains different parts. They are independent, but that to be transmitted together. And in parallel means it differs from mixed only that in the no order is defined for delivering the parts to the receiver. Alternative means the different parts are alternative versions of the same information. And in digest, it is similar to mixed, but the default type bar subtype of each part of the message part is message bar RFC 822. So these are all the MIME content types. Okay. Next is the MIME transfer encoding. Actually, in your text you can see MIME transfer encodings are 8-bit, binary, 7-bit, then quartet printable, then base 64. Actually, this first 3 that is 7-bit, 8-bit, and binary indicate that no encoding has been done, but provide some information about the nature of the data. Actually, in your text, one sentence is the in table 15.4, you have the transfer encodings of the MIME like 7-bit, 8-bit, binary, quartet printable, and base 64, and X token is there. And also they had a sentence that from this, the first 3 of these values, that is 7-bit, 8-bit, and binary, they are not used for encoding. Actually, that is not an encoding format. Encoding format, or the 2 methods for the encoding data, are quartet printable and base 64. Another encoding is there, X token. Actually, it is an application specific encoding. Clear? So the main 2 methods for encoding the data is quartet printable and base 64. If MIME is an application specific one, we can use the encoding as X token. So there are main 2, and one more is that is X token. And in your text there is a table, that is MIME transfer encodings, in which there are 6 encodings are listed, but in which first 3, 7-bit, 8-bit, and binary, are not an encoding mechanism. It is just a representation only, and it provides actually some information about the nature of data. Okay, to provide a reliable delivery, we have to transform this data to, or we have to encode this data into a particular format. For that, we are using two main methods for encoding the data, that is quoted printable and base 64. Another application specific encoding is XToken. Okay. Okay, these are all about the RFC 822 introduction and why we are enhanced it to MIME and what are the MIME features. It has 5 header files. What are they? That is MIME version, content type, content ID, content description, and content transfer encoding. Thank you.